Hey guys. Recently, you've been learning about the rise of Adolf Hitler and the Third Reich and the atrocities committed against Jewish, homosexual, and Romani people during the Holocaust. It's important that you know this information, but what's more important is that we learn from the lessons of history and we don't repeat the atrocities of the past. Today, I'm going to talk to you about how we can spot modern fascism and what the goals of white supremacy are. To start with all of this, let's talk about the foundation of these theories. In the late 19th and early 20th century, the theory of social Darwinism came about as a response to Charles Darwin's publication of The Origin of Species. It extended his theory of evolution to human races, with the white European race being at the top of this hierarchy. This gave rise from the theory of manifest destiny, among other things, but in the mid-1930s, it really took hold in Germany through Adolf Hitler and the Nazi Party. In the modern day, what this theory has become is the goal for a white ethnostate, or a white homeland. What this basically means is that it's a state or a country in which only white, able-minded and able-bodied, cis heterosexual people can live freely. So everybody else would have really one of two fates. Either being cleansed, executed, murdered, or being sent to labor camps where they would produce the means for which the white race can support themselves on. The concept of modern whiteness as well is an issue. If somebody says, oh, I'm white, it's not a problem in and of itself, but the concept of whiteness, the white culture, is predicated on the oppression of others. So we need to think about that going forward into the future. Now, I know that this may all seem very grim and dark, but there are ways that we can spot and fight against modern fascism. There are a lot of different fascist dog whistles, from the white ethno-state being probably one of the more obvious and egregious, but anything talking about white genocide or white replacement, including, all lives matter and white lives matter especially, and blue lives matter, those can all feed into fascist dogma. If you spot a family member talking about these, it would be best to have a calm, civil conversation with them in which you talk to them about why this stuff may be a problem and why this ideology can be dangerous. On a larger scale, though, the best way we can fight against fascism really is to not give them a platform to speak. So what this means practically is that if you have a platform, a way of talking to a lot of different people, keep fascism out of it. Keep people like Jordan Peterson and Ben Shapiro and there are so many others. Keep them off of that platform, because all they're going to do is spread their inherently dangerous dogma. Fascism is really a death sentence for most of the world's population, and letting them speak about that is a bad thing. I know that this is a difficult thing to talk about, but having ways that we can fight against it, having things that we can do to combat this ideology, is a point of hope. And I know that it may seem big and hopeless and something that, us as individuals can't do much about, but fascism on the whole is a relatively new ideology. And we have won a lot of battles in the past against it and in favor of a kinder world. And we can keep doing it, and we can do it again. So if you guys have any questions for me, I'd love to hear them, and I'll be passing out a handout with some different YouTube videos that you can watch if you want to educate yourself further. I hope you have a good day, and I hope that this wasn't too dark of a conversation.